Hey, can I show you something really cool? This photo was sent in by Kathy Lehman from Siloam Springs. This is the reason we tell you when you hear thunder, go indoors, and definitely never try to seek shelter from lightning under a tree. This is what happened when lightning struck earlier this morning as those thunderstorms rolled through. Just one example of why, if you hear thunder, certainly want to move indoors. Nice evening out there tonight. In fact, I just got this photo in from Hinesville from Miss Pam Hunt. Beautiful evening out there. Clouds are slowly going to be breaking into the overnight hours. I do think we're going to see some fog develop, especially early tomorrow morning. That fog's going to break and we'll see a little bit of sunshine throughout the day. One of my favorite things is sharing your photos, whether it's a cloud, the weather, a storm, anything in nature. Just find me on Facebook, send me those, and include your name and location. I'd love to give you proper credit. Before we look ahead, let's look in the rearview mirror real quick. Of course, we had a lot of rain today in some isolated locations. For many of us, it was around an inch or so. You can see Doppler radar estimates show, generally speaking, the greens and the blues. That's anywhere between about a ½ inch upwards of an inch. But where those thunderstorms moved in and just pumped the brakes, saw a lot of rain, unfortunately, in a really short amount of time. That's a recipe for flash flooding. Sequoyah County, as we've discussed, was really ground zero for that. The radar estimates anywhere between 4 upwards of 7 inches of rain in about a 2 to 3 hour window. Now, again, it's Doppler radar estimates. Your rain gauges are far more superior than what the computer is estimating, so it may look a little bit different, but it does give us a pretty good idea from Sallisaw through the Brent area, there in the Arkansas River bottoms, Muldrow, even back over towards Pecola, and even extending into the western portions of Sebastian County. Got a lot of rain out there. Thankfully, we're going to see some drier, not completely dry, but drier weather over the next couple of days. Here's 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny skies out there. I do suspect, though, we'll probably see some pop-ups. It's July. We always see pop-ups in the afternoon, right? They're going to be very hit or miss. Most folks probably end up staying dry once the sun sets, 8:40 or so tomorrow evening. Then they lose their steam and they fizzle on out. We'll be dry into the overnight hours. Thursday's probably going to be a really dry day for us. That's when the high pressure system that's building in is going to be its strongest. High pressure often chips away at rain chances. Low pressure, rain chances go up. High pressure, rain chances go down. And that's going to be the case probably through Friday. There are some changes, though, coming through the area. Unfortunately, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday chances, 40% both the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. There's some other interesting things also taking place. We get some dust every summer all the way over from Africa. Every once in a while, it makes its way our direction, and that looks to be the case going into Friday. You can see that big dust plume moving into the area Friday morning. This dust often stays elevated in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and for most people, you don't even notice it. You don't have any respiratory issues. Their air quality doesn't change much. If you're really sensitive and you do have respiratory issues, it might give you a little problem. So just be mindful of that. Doesn't last long. Here comes a front. You'll see that front coming in from the northwest. That front's going to push a lot of that dust out of the area. You see that happening right there going into Saturday morning. That's the good news when it comes to the dust. But that front, well, it brings weekend rain chances. I'll keep us at 40% both Saturday and Sunday for now. Here's Northwest Arkansas. Those temperatures upper 80s in the River Valley, some low 90s out there, 40% chance of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. What's the rest of the month going to have in store for us? Well, thankfully, the latter half of July, temperature-wise, looking to be mostly normal. Temperature-wise, rain chances slightly above average odds. We'll get a little bit more precipitation than what we're used to. 10-day forecast shakes out like this. 20% chance of those pop-ups tomorrow. We'll see some sunshine as that ridge of high pressure builds in Thursday, Friday. There comes that front. Clouds are going to increase this weekend. I think we'll see a little bit of sunshine here and there. Temperatures are going to be slightly cooler as a result of the increase in cloud cover and the rain chances where we do see those showers and storms. Going into next week, not a lot of changes. Those afternoon pop-ups will continue for a few days. Meanwhile, temperatures running pretty normal, low to even mid-90s for this time of the year. If you think about the last 7 months, there's not been a lot of normal in our weather. And so the fact that we've got a decent 10-day stretch of mostly normal is welcome news.
Yeah, not a lot of surprise in the old temperature.
Not really. And, typically at this point, I think, we've already had what traditionally would have had a couple of heat waves, and we've not really had anything unusually hot yet. Now, as we talked about last night, it's the next 44 days where we have the hottest temperatures. Right. So got to get through a little bit longer, another month and a half.
August, yeah. All right, Scott, thanks.